You know, so if you want to tell me the chain of events, the timeline on that.
Alright. 1 and 2 in the morning. My girlfriend does private dances to make money. So she was out. She's home. She was there. She wasn't there long. And we kind of arguing about why she only made so much when she was gone for so long. And while I was talking to her, I got a knock at the door, and it was her brother-in-law, Josh Rice. And I answered the door. I'm like, "Who are you?" "I'm Josh. He told me to come here." I'm like, "Alright," so I let him in. I'm like, "Brian, your brother-in-law's here." "Who? Your brother-in-law?" She played dumb, like she didn't know he's coming or anything. I said, "John Roth isn't with you, is he? Because it's going to cause problems. He ain't in my car." I didn't catch that, you know, at first. Well, when I started heading for the front door, John Roth, Erica, which is Josh Rice's baby mom, Mike Jones, and some other kid were all coming in at the same time. And they went into the living room. I could hear them saying something about me. And then they all come back towards the front door, and he said, "Well, John Roth is here, and there is problems. You gotta go." I said, "Well, I don't think so." And the next thing I knew, I got hit from behind by Josh Rice. John Roth hit me from in front, and he stabbed me. And then they all just started kicking me and stomping on me. And then Mike Jones grabbed me by my left foot and tried to drag me out the door. But John told him, "No, just throw him on the couch." They were going to leave me on the couch. And I was like, you know, moaning and making noises, dying. John said, "Yeah, just shoot him up with this dope to shut him up so we don't have to listen to him die." And they booted me up, and then they were like, "Well, let's get him upstairs to the shower and get him cleaned up and change his clothes so that if anybody sees him, you know, they won't know nothing." And that's when they all noticed the holes and stuff, and John was trying to play stupid. "Oh, I find out who did this. This wasn't supposed to happen." And you know, acting like he didn't know nothing, didn't do nothing. And I'm like, "Come on, man! I'm stabbed like 4 or 5 times." And I know it was him because he was the only one in the position to do it. And he showed me the knife.
What kind of knife was it?
It was a Gerber pocket knife. It folds up and down. Because they found one of my knives on the couch where they were trying to lay me down. And it was just a little fishing knife that I used.
He fishes.
And he threw it on the floor. He said, "Oh, that ain't nothing. That ain't no knife." He said, "This is a knife." And that's when he showed me his Gerber. And that's when I put 2 and 2 together. You know? But they were talking about, I can't remember where exactly they said, but they were talking about where they were going to put my body. But then it was like, I asked them, I said, "Can you please just take me to the hospital? I promise I won't tell." And they did. He said, he said, "You get through this, Robbie, and I promise you." He's like, "I'll have drugs here waiting for you and everything when you get out." It's like, "Everything will be okay." And it was like, "Whatever, dude. Just get me to the hospital, man. I'm dying." I was telling him while I'm laying on the couch, "I'm dying." And they told me to shut up. They said, "Yo, you can't take an ass whooping." Said, "There was 4 of you." I said, "That's not an ass whooping. You guys just trying to kill me." And then one of the kids and Mike Jones brought me to the hospital in Ashtabula. And that kid that drives the silver Mitsubishi, he was the one that was more worried. He'd seen the blood squirting out every time I would cough or talk. And he kept freaking out. I could tell he was concerned. I know he didn't stab me. I know it was John Roth, because him and they didn't care. They were hoping I was gonna die.
All right, no more. Calm down. You're gonna come
But
home.
they knew they couldn't get me one-on-one. That's why they were all there. He even said so.
Yep.
Oh, you're such a tough guy, and you're such a badass. Why you whining like a little bitch? I told them I'm dying. And they got my heart. It's punctured my heart, my intestine. They messed me up pretty good.
So what's the issue you have with, or did John have with John Roth? What's going on between you and him?
Well, me and my girlfriend were trying to get clean off of heroin a while back. John has a thing for my girlfriend. He was trying to get her to leave me for him, and she wouldn't. She told him, you know, I love him, I want to be with him, me. And he was like, well, I can't figure it out. Like, if it's, you know, if it's because of drugs, he's like, I'll let you get high too. And she said, no, it's not. You know, we weren't doing drugs when we first met. It just came along with all the problems that kept coming. And then they tried to blame me for getting her kids taken away and losing her house. They tried blaming me, saying I beat her and stuff.
That's what she was
and
telling me.
I never laid a finger on a girl in my life.
Nope.
And there because they were becoming homeless themselves. And then after they did all that to me, they started making a meth lab and stuff.
Do you think Karen had anything to do with it?
I know she called them up to have them probably throw me out, but I know she didn't expect me to get stabbed because of the way she was acting when she seen the stab wounds. She was hysterical, and John kept telling her to shut up because she was making it worse. But I know she did have them come there and throw me out.
Well, she didn't want to. I'm playing devil's advocate now. She didn't want to need you to go to John. Why would she have you thrown out?
Exactly. I know. I'm a very smart person. I really am. I predicted it before it happened. I told my mom, I gotta get out of there.
We are. We're going to
And
Florida.
then it happened.
Well, I won't bother you anymore. You go ahead and rest. Unless there's something you want to add.
I want them all in jail. After they did that, they ransacked the house and took everything they wanted. I have nothing. They took my money out of my pocket. They were buying drugs while I was laying there with my money. And they kept saying they were gonna, and they found stuff, oh, I ought to come over there and hit you again. Just because, you know, the dishes weren't done or something. We have no hot water. The hot water got shut off because nobody would pay the bill. And they wanted to blame me for everything, all her problems. Kept embedded into her head that she's where she's at because of me.
And she stayed the night with the John Roth last night. She used my brother for money.
The doctor said that I'm lucky to be alive.
Yep.
He said everybody else that's come in here with wounds didn't make it. Yeah, they got my heart, my diaphragm, my intestine. I don't know what all. I just can't wait to eat and drink.
Sure.
Why do that to somebody that's already has nothing and he's dying? I'm almost dead and you're gonna take what little I have? Yeah, I feel great.
You look great.
I feel a lot different.
So, where'd they get the heroin they're injecting you?
Huh?
Where'd they get the heroin they're injecting you?
This kid they call.
Was he there too?
They wouldn't let him in the house.
Mm.
They let him in the doorway, and he seen all the blood, and he kept asking, "Where's Robbie? What's up with Robbie? Where's Robbie?" He was worried. He knew something was up. And they wouldn't tell him. They were going to beat him up too, because the sack wasn't big enough for him. Well, they didn't know we owe that dude like $500, so I had to give him. They had to give him 40 of the 80 to get a 40 sack. They didn't know that. They're like, "Oh, this is like a 40 sack for $80. I'm like, "Yeah, dumbasses." I was like, "If you would have talked to me, you'd know that." We got better days to come.
Yeah, they let you know when you might be discharged after you...
Should be going home here in about 3 or 4 days.